Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be talking about something that actually happened in my life. You can call this a story video. Honestly, don't care what you call it. The reason I'm making this story video is because it is pretty serious. And I just think it's funny because of how he actually reacted. But yeah. So this is about me and my friend, and we had an argument, and that's basically how you could describe the story. Before this video starts, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. They will help me a lot, and I'm trying to hit 1K by the end of the year. And if we hit 1K by the end of the year, I will do something special for you guys. Now, also, the reason I haven't been uploading that much is because I really don't have that many video ideas. I could be making videos on the RV battles things, which is what I'm really paying attention on right now on Roblox. You will see me being active on the RV battles event because the RV battles event is pretty important right now. And there also is the Ready Player 2 event, which is also going to be really important. I'm really trying to catch up on all the things I've been missing because of uploads. But really, I'm basically caught up right now, so I think I just decided to make this video. But yeah, so let's get into it. So this happened about like 2 days ago. Me and my friend, we're like fifth graders, and we decided to play with some of our other friends who live down the street. So we decided to get them, and since we live in a private way, we basically have like a whole place to our like not to ourselves, but there's a person who owns this land, and he basically has security cameras everywhere, and we can there's just a giant place to play. So we decided to play a game called Charades. You guys probably already heard of it. But how you play charades is actually, you have your friends or just yourself. You try to act out like a movie or whatever you want to do, and then they try to guess what your like action is or something like that. I can't really describe it because I'm terrible at describing stuff. That's why my videos are cringy. But besides the point, basically we were playing charades, and once we climbed on top of someone's garage. It's about like the size of two houses, like the height. It's pretty high. I only went like halfway, which is about the height of a house. It isn't that high. Like it's probably at the height of maybe 10 feet or something, or maybe like 7. Really, no, not 10 feet. That's a little too short. Probably around like 13 feet. It's not that high. And it's pretty smooth, so it's easy to grip on. You can sit on it. It's kind of like a slope. It's like it's basically like how do I say it? You guys know what a roof of a house looks like. I hope you guys already know what that looks like. But basically we're sitting on that. It has pretty good grip. You can also slide down it easily, so if you ever get pushed off, then you're pretty safe. And the bottom is grass instead of concrete, which is perfect. So basically we were sitting up there, me and my friend. Let's just call him Pushy Guy. Basically what he does is he sits next to me, and then we have another guy. His name is Daniel. He's also sitting next to me. He's the 7th grader, and me and Pushy Guy are like 5th graders. So we're sitting next to him. The other friends I consider like with girls and boys, they're doing charades, and we're just watching because it's not our turn yet. And then this is what happens. My uncle decides to go down there and watch from like a close view. But that wasn't a great idea because Daniel, it's not like a bully, but he makes fun of people. Basically, he took a piece of the roof. It's kind of made like how do I say it? It's made of pavement basically, so you can rip a part of it off. It doesn't damage it. Like if you take a little bit off at it, like just maybe once, then it doesn't do that much damage. Like you'd have to take it off like 1,000 or maybe 2,000 times to really like break down the whole roof of the garage. He took one piece and he threw it at Pushy Guy. Pushy Guy didn't take that so well. And he took another piece and he threw it at Daniel. Now Daniel and him were having a fight. And Daniel was trying to tell me to throw rocks at or pavement at my Pushy Guy. Now, Daniel was a really good friend of mine because I knew him since I was like 3 years ago. So he's a pretty good friend of mine. I mean, we weren't really friends. I just knew him because he was a friend of one of my friends. So I decided to take a pavement and throw it on my friend. I only took one piece, and it wasn't that big. And then he started throwing it at me. And I threw a bigger piece at him, and then he threw it at me. And then he came up and decided to push me off the roof. Now, I was still in control of my body. He was just using his feet to like slide me down. But the thing was, I didn't know he was doing that. I just thought he was coming up, and then when he did, I scraped my leg really bad on the pavement. Like it was bleeding very hard, and it was painful. But I'm not the type of guy who cries like when it's painful. I just said ow, 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 and I finally reached the bottom. And then I started bleeding a lot. Now I wasn't like somebody stabbed me in the leg type of bleeding, but I was bleeding. Let's just say that. And then I had to go home, dude. And my house wasn't that far. It was probably like maybe a minute or less to actually get home. So I decided to go home. Before I went home, my uncle called me well, he didn't call me anything. He just said, "Are you going home?" And I said, "Yeah, you son of a bitch." And then I said, "You bitch. Of course I'm going home." And that kind of drew the line for him. So I called him a bitch. And then what he did was he decided to start chasing me when I had a fucking bloody leg. And then my other friend, not Daniel, but his name is Victor, he decides to help me get up. And then my uncle starts chasing me. And then what I say next is something I probably shouldn't have said, but honestly he deserved it because like my leg was bleeding hard and it scratched so much. Like dude, it was painful. Like imagine little kids like second part of your leg honestly don't care what's supposed to like what the name is of it is but yeah, like the second part of your leg, and then it gets cut. Like the cut was like an inch, maybe a little bit less, but about an inch, and it went like halfway down my leg. Pretty painful, and it was bleeding pretty hard. Then I called him a son of a bitch. Now probably shouldn't have done that because he got really mad. He didn't start chasing me though, and I went home. After that, I got myself wrapped up in bandages, and then I went outside again to play Beyblades with my friend Victor. Now, he's a big Beyblade fan, just so you know. We were having fun, but then him and the other friends decided to come up to my house, and I was playing Beyblade with Victor, and then he decides to go up to my house, ring the fucking doorbell, and tell my parents about what I did. But like, my parents, they didn't know I actually had the cut. I was the one who bandaged myself. They didn't know I had the cut. So when they told my parents, I was like, I wonder how my parents will respond. Now my mom wasn't awake at that time. My dad was. So my dad answered the door, and then they told I told my dad about what I said. Now you're probably expecting my dad to come up to me and start whooping me in front of my friends. No, my parents aren't that type of people. Honestly, my parents only like hit you if you're like Asians, anything about like homework or education, because my parents are Asian, Chinese. So honestly, they don't care if I offend somebody. They just tell me to say sorry. So I told him sorry like a minute before he rang my doorbell. So I told him sorry again. And then he's like, sorry is, and then friends were like, oh, sorry, is that enough? The girl one who has glasses. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, nothing. We're just telling your parents to be aware. And I'm like, okay, well, my parents don't care. And then they went away. And then I went into my house to have lunch. And my parents didn't do anything because honestly, they didn't care. But then I showed them my cut, and they were mad as hell. My mom saw it, and she was like, who did this to you? And then my aunt, and I said, don't go near that boy. And then my dad was like, oh my god, this guy is a freaking crazy person, and you should stay away from him. If he ever comes near you again, tell me, and then I'll come to beat him up. I'm just kidding, that's not what he actually said. But I kind of hope that he actually said that, because that would make me feel a lot better. But yeah, he did say he was a crazy kid, and he didn't deserve to be in this neighborhood. But yeah. After that, I just lived my life normally, without him being around me. Again, Victor is still my friend. My uncle actually tried to convince Victor to not be my friend, but like I didn't do anything to Victor, so there's no point in that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like more of these story videos, then please hit that like button and please subscribe. I want to hit 1K, dude. Please subscribe. I want to Please, oh my god, just please subscribe. Please subscribe. I want I want 1K. I want 1K subs, please. Please let me hit 1K subs. If we hit 1K subs, I'll give away like 1,000 Robux to like one person. Like, please let me hit 1K, please. Okay, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Join my Discord server also in the description. Join my Roblox group in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.